Have you ever heard the expression cost an arm and a leg and wondered what it really means? For English learners, I know how frustrating it can be to come across these common idioms that don't make sense literally. But fear not. Today, we're going to dive into the meaning and usage of this popular phrase, so you can start using it like a native speaker. Let me share a funny story that shows what can happen when you take an idiom too literally. My friend, who was new to English, went to buy a new laptop. When the salesperson told him it would cost an arm and a leg, he actually thought he'd have to give up a limb to afford it. Needless to say, he was quite confused and a little alarmed. So, what does cost an arm and a leg actually mean? It's a figurative expression that refers to something being extremely expensive or costing a lot of money. Let's see how the idiom is used correctly. Imagine you're shopping for a new car and the salesperson tells you, "This model really costs an arm and a leg." You'd know they're saying the car is incredibly expensive, not that you'd have to literally give up a limb to buy it. Understanding the figurative meaning helps you communicate more effectively in English. Here are some examples of how you can use cost an arm and a leg in different contexts. The tickets for the concert cost an arm and a leg, but it was worth it to see my favorite band. Casual conversation. The new office furniture really cost an arm and a leg, but it was a necessary investment for the company. Business setting. That designer dress costs an arm and a leg, but it's so beautiful I might just have to splurge. Humorous context. To help you remember the meaning of cost an arm and a leg, consider the immense value we place on our limbs. Imagining something so expensive it's like trading a body part emphasizes the high cost. This mental image can also help you avoid mixing up the literal and figurative meanings in the future. The idiom cost an arm and a leg is commonly thought to have emerged in the mid-20th century to describe very expensive items. Some believe it relates to the high value placed on life and limb. If cost an arm and a leg is too extreme, you could use similar idioms like cost a pretty penny or cost an arm. On the other hand, if something is inexpensive, you might say it costs next to nothing or is a steal. There are also related idioms like pay through the nose that convey a similar meaning of high cost. Let's try using the idiom in a sentence. The new smart TV I bought really cost an arm and a leg, but it's been worth every penny. Without the idiom, I could rephrase it as, the new smart TV I bought was extremely expensive, but it's been worth the high price. I recently overheard a conversation where the idiom was used perfectly. A friend was telling another about a fancy restaurant they had visited, saying, "The meal at that restaurant really cost an arm and a leg, but the service and ambience were impeccable. It was a special occasion, so I didn't mind splurging." One common mistake people make is using cost an arm and a leg with the wrong verb. For example, saying, "This jacket costs an arm and a leg" is incorrect. The proper usage is "This jacket costs an arm and a leg." Another frequent misunderstanding is thinking the idiom refers to the actual cost of a limb, rather than the figurative high price. To avoid these errors, remember that cost an arm and a leg is an expression, not a literal statement about the price of body parts. Okay, let's test your understanding of cost an arm and a leg with a few quiz questions. 1. What does the idiom cost an arm and a leg mean? A. The item is extremely expensive. B. The item is a bargain. C. The item is made of high-quality materials. Answer A. 2. Which of these expressions is synonymous with cost an arm and a leg? A. Cost a pretty penny. B. Cost next to nothing. C. Cost a dime a dozen. Answer A. 3. Which of these expressions is the opposite of cost an arm and a leg? A. Cost a fortune. B. Be a steal. C. Break the bank. Answer B. In summary, cost an arm and a leg is a common English idiom that refers to something being extremely expensive. We explored its figurative meaning, origin, and proper usage through examples and stories. Remember, understanding idioms like this one can greatly improve your communication skills and help you sound more natural when speaking English. Now it's your turn. Share a sentence using the idiom cost an arm and a leg in the comments. I'd love to hear how you plan to incorporate this expression into your English conversations. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more idiom lessons. Happy learning!